What's up, everyone? Good morning. Good morning. Okay, today we're talking about a very simple mathematical formula. That's where my mind goes. A very simple marketing formula that you can implement to actually help you create better and more concise messages, especially on social media, but in digital media specifically. So this means your websites, your newsletters, your text messaging, your social media content, your social media DMs, your strategies. This very simple formula will help really expedite the outcome that you want. And I'm pretty sure that's why we're all here. We have a specific goal and outcome. And if we don't, number one, make a note of that because I'm not talking about it today, but definitely make sure that you're actually working towards a clear objective with clear metrics that actually get you to whatever that is. If it's, a certain amount of followers, attention, whatever that is, I need you to actually focus on that objective. And again, the simple formula is a way to concisely put your message out there, but it's not the end all be all, right? Look, without a good strategy, without a good objective, you could burn out and this formula might not work. So with that being said, let us jump into that. I predict that this is going to be a very simple live because I've been trying to get a lot more concise with these type of platforms. Let me just make sure I'm rocking and rolling on LinkedIn because I'd be so sad if I started this and no one was on there. Awesome. We are rocking and rolling. So, by the way, if you have any questions or anything, even if it is not live, I do follow all the comments. I do read what you guys say. And I do tend to respond to most of them. So, if you have any questions, throw them in there, and I'm more than happy to answer them. So, what is today about? Today is all about a very simple formula. So, equals or how do I want to write this out? So you remember in algebra when you're going over all those formulas like y equals mx plus b or y plus x plus z equals h, whatever that is. You remember those formulas? Well, basically there's a formula that I've made, and I'm pretty sure, again, when I say I've made it, I've borrowed it and definitely have to give credit to a ton of different people for helping me come up with this way of thinking. But it is to get a clear message, out. Our one objective, the one thing we're trying to do right now, is get a clear message out. That's what we want to do, whether it's your business, your personal brand, your nonprofit organization, whatever that is. You have something that you have in mind and you want to get that out to the world. But in order to do that, especially on a fast moving, over complex world that we're living in, a very clear message is what you need. But there's a couple of things that if you add them up into a formula, you get the clear message, right? So the clear message is the outcome. But first, you're going to need a couple of steps, right? So we're going to try something different. I'm going to type it out, bring it up so that it makes it easier for people watching to follow, right? So to get the clear message, you're going to want to do a couple of things. Let me list these out real quick. I'm a slow typer, so hold on. First thing that you're going to need is this. You're going to need a persona. So who is that person that you're talking to? Who's that perfect person? Because really, if you are selling, let's say, coffee or thermoses or whatnot, and you're selling that to mothers of children in Cleveland versus working class professionals in Boston versus a mailman in Europe, for instance, right? There's so many different people, and to get your clear message out that your coffee, your containers, your whatever is the best for that person, you have to actually contextualize it. And that's actually a good point I'm going to bring up later, right? But persona is the one thing that you have to understand, right? So what is a persona? Why does it matter, right? It is the perfect person. I understand, like, a lot of people buy shirts, a lot of people drink coffee, but there's a person that you're trying to reach, and social is a great way to do that. That you can use things like hashtag, or you can use things like search or location. There are so many different things that you can use, like the hashtags, like the searches, like the locations, to actually achieve the things that you want. And I know it seems arbitrary and whatnot, but let me see if I can pull up an example. I actually put together, and I'm putting together a very basic, like persona guide, but let's see. Where is it? If not, I will make sure to I'll bring it up later. Okay, so I can't find it right now, but basically, you want to put together a visual representation and some context on who that person is that you're trying to reach out to, right? That's the persona. That's the perfect person. This matters because it's going to be persona plus, where's the plus sign? Plus, because it's going to be this. So once we have the persona, we can then dig in deeper to see what is the context that persona is in. Like I said, with those examples of the coffee, right? A person who's a mailman might have different contexts and frustrations and reasons for using the product than a C-level executive at a major pharmaceutical company, for instance, right? Those are two different people. They have different stressors and they're different things. And they might use your product, whether it's coffee, shirts, massages, whatever that is, in different ways. So you know the person, the context that they're in. Are they frustrated? Why do they need it right now? What's their actually need for that product or service right now? Is it going to save them money? Is it going to alleviate stress? Like there's so many things that go into a clear message. Having a clear persona, right? Knowing who you're talking to, having clear context on that person helps understand it. But then without this last part, those two kind of get drowned out. So we've all been there where you love following someone, maybe it's my content, and you just don't understand what the point of the person is, and they do something, but like they're not very clear. They don't really have a specific thing they're talking about, and you kind of get lost. Then what's the likelihood that you're going to buy from that person? 5%, 2%? It's going to be low. It's frankly going to be very low. So once you have the persona, you have the context of what that persona is in, then you get the specific topic that's relevant to them that you can talk about. In the coffee example, a person who's a C-level executive at a pharmaceutical company might take the coffee, right? Might use their coffee time as a time to just get a 5-10 minute break from the hectic office setting. Or even now, maybe there is they're working on a coronavirus vaccine, and that pharma executive just needs to just have 2-3 minutes to just breathe and enjoy their cup of coffee before they go back to their hectic day, right? There's a different type of message that will come from that. Maybe it's like, listen, like you're stressed, enjoy this cup of coffee. Maybe it takes a couple of seconds extra to roast or to brew or whatever. But in those couple of seconds, you can, achieve X, Y, Z. That's going to be very clear. It's a clear message. Now, let's say it's someone like me, right? Like I live on coffee and I love coffee. And the reason I think I enjoy it as much as I do like the art, but I love the pick me up. Like I love when I'm tired that I can I can take it and I know that I'm going to feel great after I take it. I'm going to be a little bit more focused and whatnot, and it's going to get me past the day. That's going to be different for a young entrepreneur, marketer who's hustling and grinding, and there's different contexts. So the perfect example, I don't have it in here, but I bought a cup. Someone ran an ad against me for the world's strongest cup of coffee, and most caffeinated cup of coffee. That appeals to me because I love being highly caffeinated, and that I see a lot of benefits in that. And it's very extreme and everything, and it worked for me because they had a clear persona, type of person. They had context why I wanted their product or why I needed a product like that, and they had the specific topic like it's going to give you energy. Versus if in a different context, like let's say a business owner who sold their company and is retiring, right? The message, the persona that we just had, a business owner that retired, the context, they retired so they're enjoying the smaller things in life and enjoying taking it easy and enjoying the nicer things, right? That's the context. And the specific topics, they might still love coffee, but they might like the art of like how to roast their perfect bean, and then how to ferment it if they want to do that, and then how to put that coffee and grind it to the perfect thing. And this is a 20-30 minute process, but gets you this amazing cup of coffee. You can see that even selling coffee or beans or whatever that is to two different people just completely changed it. And by understanding this, this very formula, you're able to do that. And again, it's not going to be perfect because you're going to have to go through the cycles of, oh, okay, this worked in this context, this didn't work. Let me get better. Let me practice. Let me do all these things. I just noticed my mic was super far away. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. But if you follow this type of formula and you just apply it continuously on social media, on digital media, on your newsletters, on whatever that is, you're going to eventually achieve something to someone. And the formula really came from, you want to communicate a specific thing to a specific person at a specific point in time, and then the context is the time and whatnot. So basically, that's all I got for you today. If you have any questions or anything, I know they can seem very abstract and kind of social media. There we go. It might seem a little abstract and hard to implement, but if you have any questions or anything, please let me know, because that's why I do these lives, and that's why I put out these type of videos, is because I have personally benefited from understanding them, and I try to do the same thing for the people who follow me. So anyway, I'm kind of here. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you guys later, and just enjoy it. Okay, bye guys.